MBO, what is it exactly? Well, it is a members-based organization. It is an institution that is being currently formed in the Cardano blockchain to help with the governance of the protocol. Yeah, as part of the Age of Voltaire, Cardano is currently working on decentralizing the decision-making process and putting the power of decisions into the hands of the community. And should it be the community making proposals, voting, and deciding what should be the future developments of the Cardano blockchain, what should change in the Cardano blockchain, and where the Cardano blockchain should move to in the future. And the MBO has a very crucial role in this process as an organization that should instill discussion, instill debate, make people think about what is necessary, also search the needs and the problems that or challenges that the current users are facing to try to come up with solutions, and should also be a place where experts and knowledge and everything that has built so far that is open source on Cardano is reunited, and where people can in fact debate about important issues and move forward in terms of development of the Cardano blockchain. It will also have a very important role in terms of the proposals that will be made in the Cardano development, as it will have to evaluate those proposals and gather the experts around the topic to actually come up with the feasibility report with several different opinions about the proposal for the Cardano community to evaluate and to be informed about the topic. Okay, so if you want to know exactly how the MBO will work and how you can be a part of this MBO, can and should, of course, just keep watching this video. Well, as usual, please remember nothing in this video is financial advice, just educational content. And talking about the MBO, it's important to speak first about the Age of Voltaire. That is the age that is focused on developing the governance system for the Cardano blockchain. Okay, this age is basically focused on assuring that Cardano can be a self-sustaining system. It's already a decentralized system in terms of node stake pool, in terms of the consensus mechanism, and this final stage will assure that it will be also a decentralized system in terms of decision making, where the community itself will be responsible to create improvement proposals, create the necessary solutions for the improvement of the Cardano blockchain, and vote on them. Okay, vote on what the majority thinks is important for Cardano and where Cardano should go. And this is very positive and important because it will ensure that the Cardano blockchain won't be obsolete, okay? Especially because there will also be a treasury that you can leverage on to do some of these proposals, because of course things cost money. And the MBO is just a very important organization in this entire process of governance, okay? And I have here a small PowerPoint presentation for you. Here we go. Members-based organization, okay? This members-based organization basically should be the aggregation point of the Cardano community, okay? An organization where people that are interested in the Cardano community can actually join together and discuss the future of the Cardano community. You know, it should be an organization that will uncover the community's pains and desires and facilitate the development of strategy and solutions to actually address these pains and desires, and be able to also at the same time attract in the firms and the individuals that have the capacity to actually solve these problems, okay? And that will be all part of the functions of the MBO that will be naturally constituted by members of the community that want to be a part of the Cardano blockchain and that want to have an active contribution in the development of this blockchain, okay? So in terms of the members-based organization, you should definitely expect a lot of diversity, because the goal is to have a lot of different members from the Cardano community being a part of this organization, so we can have a lot of different insights and reach the best compromises possible, because usually those are the best decisions, where everyone compromises towards the major goods of the community. And that's something that the MBO, that's a very important principle that the MBO has, okay? But don't be fooled. The MBO is not the organization that has the full responsibility of uncovering the pains and desires and find the solutions all by themselves. But what it should actually do is to facilitate and inspire the community to arrive to those conclusions by themselves and to actually take the initiative, make proposals to solve what they want to solve, and take those propositions to debate inside the MBO, find the appropriate support from the community, from firms and individuals, and then launch that proposal on the blockchain to be voted and approved by the community if that's something that interests the community. Also, an important thing here of the definition, it says finding firms and individuals with the right skill set to work on Cardano and make the proposals happen. Well, that's very important for the execution side, but it's also important to notice that right now Cardano has already about 13 firms working on the Cardano development, from Mithril to Midnight and many other revolutionary and open source technologies that Cardano is developing that are at the core of the blockchain. And most of these companies are working silently. They don't have much exposure. We don't know much about them. But right now, in terms with this process of governance, they should really come to the forefront, show what they have done, show their contribution to the Cardano ecosystem, and naturally those firms can be a part of the solution and can be a part of the firms and individuals that will be figuring out and working and executing the future of the blockchain, but of course always with the decision making process being on the side of the community, so those firms will also only execute what the community has decided. And of course, more than that, it's interesting for the MBO to also attract more firms and more individuals, keep pushing for the development and adoption of Cardano worldwide, and address the criticisms that Cardano is getting, even from the outside, to try to make it a more attractive blockchain for everyone. So why do we need this members-based organization? Well, here are a few topics. Of course, collaboration, it's very important. It takes us further. It helps for more development and sometimes what we don't know and what we can solve. Working together with other people, we get insights and different skill sets that allow us to solve these problems and actually, just create something better. And at the end of the day, that's what we want with blockchain, is to create something better, and having a lot of minds working together towards a common goal, minds with different experience, different knowledge. It makes it easier to reach a certain goal as long as we are sure about what are our goals and our shared visions and principles. Okay, and then of course, naturally, one mind is not as smart as many minds. Many minds are better, and when you have a lot of people thinking about a problem, there will be more solutions, there will be more discussion, and you'll likely find a better solution than if you were thinking about it all by yourself. So that's super important. And then we have open source. Okay, so open source is very positive also in terms of collaboration, because it increases the just the likelihood of developers coming and collaborating. What will happen is that a lot of people probably building on Cardano or using Cardano will find problems or will find needs or will think of ideas that they believe would be useful for the community, and they will work with the open source code to build those ideas and improvements and actually make something better. And that's the advantage of open source, is you get more people working on something, and the more people are working, the better will be the results and the more development there will be. So I think that's also a very positive thing. And in this case, MBO will be responsible to help all the open source code related to the Cardano development. Moving further, we need to see and analyze who exactly will be better served under the MBO. Okay, the MBO is supposed to be like a virtual town square where people could come together and just discuss the future of the Cardano blockchain, interact, try to achieve consensus in how the blockchain should move forward, and keep improving the blockchain, keep integrating the community, and keep developing the project that is Cardano. And some of the constituents that are better served by the MBO are projects. Okay, the projects that are open source like Cardano, Hydro, Mithril, and that make up the backbone of Cardano. They make what is the center of the Cardano blockchain. And joining these open source projects here together under the community, under the members that care about the development of Cardano, will allow for further development of these projects and for other people that have an interest in blockchain and have some developer skills to try to participate. And even people who don't have to these development skills maybe come up with ideas and possible improvements that would be interesting, and people from the MBO, experts from the MBO, would come together to try to find a way to actually execute on what the community wants, you know. So great, very beneficial for these projects, but also beneficial for the projects that are building on top of Cardano, because they will have this place where they can make changes and improvements to the code, the open source code of Cardano if necessary, to improve the performance of their apps, to improve the impact that their apps can have, their DApps, in this case decentralized applications, can have in the Cardano blockchain. And it will also be a way when they can join, a place where they can join together officially and discuss the future of the blockchain, and maybe align their interests together, like it has happened with the Cardano DeFi Alliance, where a lot of projects just came together into this organization to speak with IOHK and to influence the future development of Cardano, depending on what these projects that are actually bringing a lot of utility to the Cardano blockchain need for the future. Now, this in fact also relates with the members, okay, where members, people that are building on Cardano, as I mentioned before, have all these advantages, but also just users have the advantage of having a place where they can go somehow and complain, a place where they can say what they would like to see in the Cardano blockchain, what is necessary, and where the community will listen, discuss with them, and evaluate if it's necessary to improve, and if it is, create a proposal to do so. So it's going to be better for everyone that wants to build on Cardano, that is already building on Cardano, but also people that simply are using Cardano for their operations or for the day-to-day basis. And it will also serve as a way for these individuals to support the development of Cardano and also the adoption of Cardano across different countries and geographies. And it's a place where everyone that wants to be a part of Cardano can feel heard, listened, and considered for the development of the blockchain. And addressing these pains and concerns will be key for naturally increasing the adoption of the blockchain. You know, as members, the advantage as well is that people can gather around together, work together to make Cardano even a more attractive and better blockchain, you know, and they'll be benefited as participants of all the adoption that can come with this project and with this collaboration between the members. And they will also benefit from the networking, you know, from having the chance to speak to some of the best technical minds, technical expertise, to gain support, to actually, you know, cooperate. You know, it's a place where people can come together to cooperate, to help each other, and that will be very beneficial for everyone that wants to use Cardano and everyone that wants to build on Cardano. You know, it's a great benefit. And yeah, at the end of the day, that will also further increase adoption, because there will be more solutions developing as people are working together and they have in fact knowledge and technical expertise to drive their ideas further. You know, of course, and who benefits as well a lot from this is the end users, you know, because the MBO, it's mostly focused on giving them a voice, on hearing their complaints, understanding what is missing, what are the problems, the needs, the pains, the desires, and actually finding solutions and, you know, incentivizing the community to go after those solutions, to propose those solutions, to work with the MBO and the experts to develop those solutions. And in this case, at the end of the day, that will translate into improvements in the Cardano blockchain, into actually fixing those pains and making those desires happening, and the end users will be able to just have a better protocol for them to use, for them to work on, you know, for their use cases and their daily affairs, or to run their business, for example. And that at the end of the day, it's a great advantage. Basically, with the MBO and with all this governance process, what happens is, instead of you hoping that IOHK will be able to understand all the needs and solutions for the people and understand what are the priorities of the users and actually fix everything themselves, what will be able to happen is that the community themselves that are using the protocol will be able to say, what are my major issues, what are my major needs, and actually come up with proposals for that, and even create or like create several task forces or work with several different companies and individuals to solve those problems, and that those problems can even be solved at the same time by different companies, different groups, and the Cardano blockchain can have a much faster development if the governance process is actually effective and efficient. So moving forward, what does the Cardano MBO does? Okay, so the Cardano MBO is supposed to be one of many stakeholders in the Cardano ecosystem, and it's supposed to be to almost guide and drive and incentivize the forward evolution of the Cardano blockchain. Okay, it should assure there is discussions, constant talk about improvement, always looking to for things to improve and get better, and tackle the challenges that the blockchain has or that the users have while using the blockchain along the way. Okay, and it should also bring the community and everybody together to agree on a roadmap on for the development of the Cardano blockchain. Okay, and so here we have some of the important responsibilities, I would say, of the Cardano MBO, and one is respond with changes and solutions. Okay, so always keep working on documentation, always keep working on proposals, always keep suggesting SIPs. There are Cardano improvement proposals for the solutions and the desires of both the builders and the users of the Cardano blockchain. Okay, so basically the dialogue that happens today on Reddit, Twitter, forums, even some Discords, and that is basically all over the place, should be brought into the MBO. MBO should be the go-to place for people to discuss issues about Cardano, for people to actually try to improve Cardano so that everyone can contribute, because a Discord or Twitter, someone can miss it. It's not an official place for discussion, while the MBO should become the official place for discussion and to reunite everyone that's interested in discussing the future of Cardano. The MBO should also be the home for the projects, the projects that are developing Cardano, like projects like we talk, like the Cardano node or Hydra, but also other projects that are being developed for the community by the community, like projects like Helios, for example, or all the work that Lucid has been doing with Lucid has been doing, or all the work that Alessandro Berry has been doing with Lucid, and should become a home for all the open source projects and reunite everyone that wants to be a contributor inside this MBO. It should also be a place where the experts of the Cardano community are aggregated, where they can give their insights into the debates that are happening, but can also help support some of the projects with their knowledge and help drive the Cardano blockchain further, because in the Cardano blockchain there are several experts, that are kind of unknown, that have a limited reach within some very specific spheres. Some of them don't really even use social media that much, and here with the Cardano MBO they have a place where they can actually share the knowledge in a secure way and a very professional way above all, and that will in fact bring some positive things for the Cardano blockchain. It's like a safe space for them to debate, share ideas, share the knowledges and expertise. The MBO should also administer programs. Okay, so basically there is a Cardano treasury that can be deployed to make some of these improvements happen, to unlock the full potential of the Cardano blockchain and actually update the Cardano blockchain to solve a lot of the needs and challenges that the users can be facing. Of course, that treasury will only be unlocked after the approval of the community in the gathering democratic consent, but the MBO should facilitate the use of these funds to make what the community has decided actually happen, and make sure that these funds are used in the most efficient way possible to maximize the development of the Cardano blockchain, and make sure, for example, that people just get paid when they're actually fulfilling what they have committed to in the execution part of the proposal that has been approved by the community. One thing that is also super important to be aware in terms of the MBO is that the community will be part of the process of the creation of the MBO. It will be a co-creation between the entities developing Cardano right now and also the community, and together they'll decide exactly how the MBO will run. These are just some major ideas that have been shared by the team working on the Age of Voltaire, but at the end of the day, they will always be open for discussion with the community, and the community will come together to give its input. And also, people from the community can and should participate in the Cardano MBO. Okay. In fact, at the end of the video, I'll tell you exactly how you can be like involved in the process, how you can participate in the Cardano MBO. No matter the skill set you have, you just need to basically use Cardano and care about the development of Cardano and try and want to give your contribution. And you can actually give the contribution in an area you feel comfortable with. And with the skill set you feel that you could contribute the most to the Cardano blockchain. So to complete this analysis, let's just have a high-level overview of how the Cardano MBO should work. Okay, guys. So as you can see, this chart here shows very important things to consider, and at the top we see the Cardano Constitution and the MBO Charter. Well, as many of the institutions that will be created for this governance process, they all need to live under and be guided by the rules of the Constitution. The Cardano Constitution that will be defined alongside with the community, and that will be just shared values and principles that the community will agree to. Okay, but the MBO will also have the MBO Charter with constraints and its own unique mandate, and how the MBO acts needs to respect that charter and those rules that are set from the get-go. Now, coming to the bottom, we talked that the MBO should be the home for open source and projects. And these projects, of course, will need support, and there will be an open source program office to support this project. And the construction of this office will be modeled after many successful open source projects, like, for example, Linux. The end users are the ones that, in this case, use the project, and are the ones that define what the MBO should focus on. What are the pains, the desires, the things that is actually important to work on. The members on the other side will be the one that will be supporting the project. It will be the one that will be looking for the needs of the users, and the ones that will be instilling debates and solutions for the problems that will be a part of the development of the Cardano blockchain. One thing important to mention about members is that they will have to pay dues to be a part of the Cardano members-based organization, and they'll have the right to participate in the governance process and also on the decisions of the members-based organization. As you've probably seen by everything we talked about, a lot of the work done from the members-based organization will be, and the members inside it will be focused on open source projects, open source projects in the Cardano blockchain. But of course, even those open source projects will be in the context of working groups that will be working together to find solutions for the problems and the needs, and to actually come up with executions, with plans to solve these problems. Okay. And in the Cardano blockchain, for example, right now, there are already several active working groups today. And for example, there is a developer experience working group, stablecoins working group. And these working groups are just made of community members that gather together on a weekly basis to discuss the path forward, to put their heads together to find solutions, and create, for example, Cardano improvement proposals to actually improve the blockchain. Okay. And of course, these working groups can and should be fluid. They should come and go as needed. And to define what working groups are necessary at each point in time, we have the committees, and the councils. Okay, committees and councils are facilitated by a group of professional staff. Okay, the professional staff will be hired to help with all this process, and they are basically selected, evaluated, and hired by the governing board. Okay, The governing board will, in fact, give a mandate and direction to this professional staff, and and it will consist of key members of the members-based organization that have proven through their work and track record. If you're someone who uses Cardano, who cares about Cardano, this is your moment. This is your moment to help define the future path of the Cardano ecosystem and to support this blockchain to grow. And you can give your contribution with your own opinions, with your own insights, with your own experiences as a user, but also in terms of the skill sets you have. The more variety and the more different members and the more diversity there is in the Cardano MBO, the better. So if you care about Cardano, this is your moment to actually have an active role and influence the development of Cardano with the co-creation of this members-based organization, okay? And if you're interested in being a part of the member-based organization, you have here their website, that is cardanombo.org. I'll leave the link in the description. And here, as you can see, you can basically become a member of the community, the Cardano based organization. You can just next express your interest in becoming a member and just add your details. You add your name, you add the company, what you do, job title, and then you'll say how would you like to contribute to the Cardano blockchain, what you'd be interested in doing, and there are several things you could be doing. So it doesn't really, you don't need to be a developer to contribute. Anyone can contribute, and as a user, you have certainly very valuable insights that you shouldn't despise. And at the end of the day, if you're a user, you have interest in the Cardano blockchain, and you should have a saying. So if you want to have a saying and you want to have a more active impact, this is the way to go. Just enroll yourself. I already did, so I'm not gonna do it again, but you guys are free to do whatever you feel like. If this video was useful, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And if you want to just learn more about the governance process that Cardano will have and the base ideas beyond the Cardano MBO, like for example, what is the constitution, what will be the liquid democracy, that will be very important on the decision-making process of Cardano blockchain, just watch the next video, okay? I've done a video entirely about the Age of Voltaire, and this should be the video you watch next. I'll see you there.